Before we can get started with our Docker videos, we need to understand some architecture. So let's talk about the Docker engine. What is the Docker engine? From the highest level view, the Docker engine is what starts, stops, and manages your containers in Docker. That's it, video's over. What? You want me to explain the diagram on screen? I guess. It turns out the Docker engine isn't just the Docker engine. It's not monolithic, basically. It is a series of open source standards and tools stacked together in order to create a convenient interface for you to build your containers from. What do I mean by that? Imagine the diagram below is the Docker engine and you're sitting at the command line. When you issue a command, what you're doing is actually calling the Docker API, which then calls the Docker daemon. Something to keep in mind is that the Docker daemon's job is to expose the API, and that's about it. It used to do a whole lot more, but nowadays it calls the API and containerd. Containerd does a lot of stuff in Docker. It starts containers, stops containers, deletes containers, and even builds container images. Containerd is also used by Kubernetes and Podman. It's an open standard, and it's also why Docker images can run on Kubernetes. Runc is a low-level library that does the talking between your containers and your host kernel. Runc is basically a wrapper for libcontainer, which is an open source container standard for how your containers should interact with your operating system. And that is it, boys. That is how Docker engine works and its function inside of Docker. Please stay tuned for the next couple of videos where we'll start getting into more practical examples. I might even talk about Docker shims and Runc and how all that works. Depends on the kind of traction this video gets. If people aren't that interested, we'll lock in on actually using Docker and the practical stuff you need to learn with it. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe either here on TikTok or down below at my YouTube channel. Otherwise, stay blessed, boys. I'll see y'all next video.